Yeehaw!
Here we go. Do it, yes.
Hook 'em horns, remember the Alamo, and how about them Cowboys?
Do not mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Texas Constitutional Carry Victory Party. Tap rack bang. Sitting shotgun with me is the tactical tackle, Tyler Witzke. Welcome to the party, pal.
Man, are you as excited as I am about Texas becoming the 21st state to pass constitutional carry?
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
I'm fired up.
We're all
feeling
pumped.
good. We were scared for a minute, but by golly, we got it done. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thank you, everyone who helped out with the fight and making Texas constitutional carry state number 21. We invite all of you to join the pro-gun bully movement so we can keep racking up wins like we did down there in Texas. What do they got to do to be part of the party, Tyler?
You know, they got to go to NAGR or nationalgunrights.org, become a member, and you can join in on the fun as well. Get your state a constitutional carry state.
Yeehaw!
And it's pretty amazing what Texas has done here because
I'm saying
20 states before Texas has passed constitutional carry. Nobody has said a word. Now, Texas has finally jumped on the bandwagon.
It's everywhere.
Everybody is watching.
Everybody.
And now we got more constitutional carry bills popping up. We just had one in Pennsylvania that I just heard passed committee and is on the House floor now. We got Louisiana still in it. I mean, it's just next year, I think we're going to have a plethora.
A plethora.
Big. I think that's 5 on the year for 2021, and 2022 might be even bigger. Great things are happening. We want to remind everyone to like and subscribe this video, share it with your pro-gun bully friends, and ring that Liberty Bell, baby. Sound the alarm of freedom every time a Tap Rack Bang podcast drops. And boys and berries, we got a special treat for you all today. I'm saying y'all because it's the Texas edition. We got the man down in the Lone Star State, Chris McNutt, Executive Director of Texas Gun Rights, one of the key players in getting this bill done. We took a call from him. He had some cool stuff to say to us. I want y'all to tune in and listen to this good old boy talk about some freedom. Woo!
All right, we got Chris McNutt, Executive Director of Texas Gun Rights, on the phone here. Chris, how are you feeling today?
You know, I'm still trying to pinch myself to see if this is real. You know, it's been a nearly decade-long fight, and it's kind of unreal to see that we finally made Texas the next constitutional carry state.
You did it, man. You kicked ass. How you celebrating tonight? You smoking some brisket? You drinking some of that Texas Alamo beer or what?
You know, we're going to keep it a little bit low-key. You know, even though Governor Abbott already signed the bill, it's not actually going to go into effect until September 1st of this year. So when, you know, that happens, we're going to have probably a big gun shoot or something with a lot of our legislative allies and some of the key grassroots groups that we worked with to make this possible that have been part of the fight for the last decade. But until then, you know, we're just going to kind of lay low and keep it cool.
Right on, man.
Yeah, good stuff. So Texas is by far the largest state by population that has actually passed constitutional carry into law, and it seems as though everybody is watching now. The whole nation is taking notice. So what does this mean for the rest of the nation? Are we going to see an influx of constitutional carry states, or what's going on there?
I mean, I think so. You know, obviously Texas was the 5th state to pass it this year. Louisiana is looking to be number 6. It looks like they've got a very good chance. But I really think now that Texas is passing it, that's going to open the floodgates. You know, there's an old saying that's as Texas goes, so goes the nation. And I think, you know, just by the nature of state, our state, the size of the cities, we're obviously the largest state with the largest cities that will have constitutional carry. I think that just goes, that will take away a lot of the talking points that the anti-gun left tries to use to try to pigeonhole constitutional carry as being some sort of rural carry, when in reality, you know, we're going to have cities with metropolitan areas of 7-8 million people that are now going to be able to exercise their God-given right to bear arms.
Outstanding. Sounds like a good time, man. You mentioned the allies that have helped you over the years. You want to give a couple shout outs to some of the pro-gun patriots down there in the Lone Star State who helped make this happen?
Yeah, absolutely. So the fight started with State Representative Jonathan Stickland. Started work with him back in 2013, filed the first bill in 2015. State Senator Don Huffines was the first Senate co-sponsor of that. Of course, Stickland carried it several years for us until Representative Biederman took the mantle this session. And, while Biederman's bill wasn't the one that ended up, getting passed, it was, it really did help put the pressure on the legislature to support a strong constitutional carry bill. And Representative Schaefer's bill ended up being the one that passed. And, it ended up being a very good bill. It's very rare that a bill gets better as it advances through the legislative process. But for House Bill 1927, it was actually improved by amendments on the House floor. Of course, the Senate did their thing, but ultimately we have a good bill. So
outstanding.
Thanks to everybody who fought along with us in the ledge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, most certainly. It's the members that deserve all the credit here. They did an amazing job. So you mentioned this fight kind of started back in 2013. What took so long here in Texas?
Yeah, I thought it's supposed to be the bastion of gun rights. Why are we celebrating it as State 21 and not State 2 or 3?
Yeah, that's a question that I've been asking myself for a long time. And ultimately, it's just the political class ruled by establishment and moderate Republicans and rhinos, frankly. And, of course, they had been emboldened over the years by the institutional gun lobby just by giving them puffed up A ratings without actually having to do anything to earn that. So, we had to break down many roadblocks and get through many barriers to finally get the legislature to understand that Texans are sick and tired of having to beg for permission from the government to exercise a God-given right, their constitutionally protected right. And of course, constitutional carry what was that, that main piece of legislation that we've been trying to advance in order for that to happen. And so it's been a long fight, and we're glad to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned some of those stick in the mud kind of rhino politicians. We like to say they're shooting blanks on our show. Go ahead and name drop a couple of them that sucked. I know you had a special place in your heart for Dennis Bonnen, but I'm sure there's a few other rhinos that could stand a little love from the pro-gun bullies who tune into our show.
Yeah, so, obviously this year, the biggest roadblock was Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Of course, he's doing everything that he can to pat himself on the back and take credit for constitutional carry. But if we're being honest, if Dan Patrick didn't cave to the liberal interests of big city liberal police chiefs like the Dallas chief of police, who was a California transplant that advocated for Bloomberg-style gun control, if he didn't cave to the interests of folks like that and add amendments in the Senate, this bill would have already been on Governor Abbott's desk a couple weeks ago. But of course, it got drug out to the last minute because Dan Patrick was going out of his way to try to pacify all these, liberal law enforcement chiefs and union brass. So he was obviously the biggest hurdle this year. Of course, as you mentioned, Speaker Bonnen, or former Speaker Bonnen, rather.
Don't want to mess that one up.
Yeah, we exposed him last session as the number one, person that was responsible for killing constitutional carry. And, I won't go into a whole lot of detail of that, but, thanks to us exposing him as the fraud that he was, it opened the door for him to get caught up in yet another scandal where he was trying to undermine conservatives, and he ended up being forced to resign and not seek re-election.
Resign in disgrace. I like it.
Right. All right, one more question for you, Chris. We got a couple of revolvers here on the table, in typical Texas fashion, but we want to know what's inside your waistband. What are you packing these days?
Oh, I have a Beretta PX4 Storm. So it's chambered in 9mm, and it's a 15+1.
Nice.
Right on. Viable
All right.
option.
All right. If people in Texas want to find you, where can they find Texas Gun Rights?
Yeah, you can visit us on the web at txgunrights.org. We're also on facebook.com/Texas Gun Rights. And, of course, you can find me on there as well if you just search Chris McNutt.
Awesome stuff.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir, for coming on the show. I know everyone was pumped to hear about the big news in Texas, and we definitely are glad to have you down there fighting the good fight for the pro-gun bullies. So thanks, and take it easy. Don't celebrate too hard.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Great stuff from Chris McNutt, the man in the Lone Star State. We can't stress enough how much political ass that old boy's been kicking down there in Texas over the years. Great to see this victory for him. And as we mentioned before, this is the 5th constitutional carry state. That's FIF in 2021. 5 states, 1 year. All we do is win. Pro-Gun Bully Nation, thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment down below. Are you in a constitutional carry state? Brag about it. If you're not, are you going to be next? If tell us what state you want to see to be the next constitutional carry state. Louisiana's close. Pennsylvania's got stuff moving. Yep. Leave a comment. Talk about constitutional carry. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the Liberty Bell. Tyler, where else can they go?
Yeah, they can go to nationalgunrights.org, become a member today.
Be a member.
Defend the Second Amendment. If you live in Texas and you want to get involved there, I mean, we still got fights down there. Please go to txgunrights.org. If you want to help out the podcast, go to nagr.link/TRBTX.
That would be cool.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well.
And don't mess with Texas. Woo! Yeehaw! Hook 'em corn. Take 2. Hook 'em corns. I'm sitting
Texas, not Iowa.
Sitting next to Tyler. Hook 'em corns. All right.